let's move along. Introductory goofing around. All right. So let's see. In our audio mixer, we are now. Yeah, okay. There we go. Game dev guitar playing. So, as of yesterday, when I was done, I was working on sorting out the various issues with this, and Pugaju. What does the word Pugaju mean? Come on. I'm gonna need weight screens. Oh no. A rare condition characterized by an uncontrollable urge to hug small furry animals in medical settings. An ancient treatment involving the application of herbal poultices to feet to relieve stress-induced ailments. A diagnostic term for the involuntary twitching of the eyebrows caused by excessive exposure to bright medical lights. All of those are funny. Let's go with this one. And I got this done. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Okay, so I need to set this up to handle true and false, and I need a button here to be like submit, or a button here, let's say. Okay, jugs. Jugum, no. Well, I mean, that's, yeah, okay. Jug? I don't think so, but I really want to know. So let's look at the rest. Responses. Okay, it is. It's a word. Jug is a word. Right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, truth. Oh, maybe it's not. Jaguar. I need a new mouse really bad, really bad. Okay, well, we're gonna write a little email to my wife saying, I'm going to buy something. I'm going to buy a mouse immediately. Is there anything you want while I'm making this order? Um, okay, great. Now I need these to have a better emissive glow. Okay, so um, two. Let's see, let's go. So I got the emissive glow working on this. I could probably um, um, okay, so um, okay, so we just do all of them for the moment because one of those, it's easier to stop doing them than it is to let's see here. So this we need to go from here to the event graph. We need to get oh my god. No, this needs to come in here. Create. Oh my god. You're going to drive me nuts today, aren't you? All right. Um, right? Okay. All right, and then we go. Okay. Oh my god, you're fucking killing me. Okay. Okay. Oh, this needs to be um, spatial dynamic 1. This is X button dynamic material. X button. Material, and this is spatial dynamic 2. Okay. Okay. False clicked. Change texture values. Here we go. And then we need I mean, I could make this all into a function, but I'm not sure that really saves me much trouble. There are 5 of them. Oh my God. I'm just gonna, yeah, okay. Do I have another mouse somewhere? I can't click and drag with this mouse. It just doesn't work anymore. So, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Okay, let's see here. Where is which cord leads to my mouse? Is this it? Yes. Okay. Well, this one is lower resolution. Okay. Okay. Matt inst looks true. Better. Okay. Um, um, get Matt inst true. 1 and 2. And here we go. Oh, hey, look at that. Oops. I moved my mouse. All right. I traded one mouse that was driving me insane. Oh my god. My mouse was yeah. When you can't drag and you're trying to drag it just, and it kind of stops halfway through. It's just a recipe for anger. Okay. Let's see here. And then we're going to take all these, go up here. These are the false. Let's see here. And we need a third one for the false. Great. Oh. Yeah. All right. And nope. Still in trouble. Okay. And then so and then we need x1 get x2 get and box false get. Oop, no. Get hook. 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 No, whoops. Okay, well that goes there and there. It's just too close. And it goes. Okay, break links, triple pin links. Okay, so that lowers and this. Mm, Kernel SU on your phone. Even that's some brave stuff. I gotta tell you, I do not do rooting of my phone. I guess I could. I mean, I'm sure I could. But my phone, I mean, it would be, I'm just scared of breaking it. I have done it on other phones. I have done it on phones that were not my primary phone. But I just have this fear that I could like root my phone and then end up with this piece of plastic that I would have to replace. And I admire. Yeah. I'm sure it's nice. I'm sure you get um I don't know what all you can do with that, but I'm sure it means that you can I mean install all sorts of things that you don't have to get through the market in the same way, and you probably get a lot less advertising of various kinds. Like, my phone is old, so nobody bothers to advertise to me, but I'm sure that that people are trying to extract more value out of you by selling you stuff via your phone. Oh, that's rough. You want your security updates. You really want your security updates. Let's find out what a yayak is. Let's see here. The act of cheerfully announcing good news while simultaneously juggling small objects. Okay, let's see here. So this now, oh. Oh. I didn't do the other part. I need to go into each of these. Dot large dynamic. And I need to okay, this is strength, and it goes to color. Okay. And this is alpha pass, and it goes into base color. Leave. You can, I guess you probably could just reflash. Huh. Maybe flash the stock OS. Yeah, it's been really interesting to me to see the evolution of Android because it originally was a very, the whole concept was that you'd have an open source phone, and um, the phone might be less. It might have one or two things that were less, less advanced than Apple, but in the end, like this phone, right? So I bought this phone a while back, and um, so remember, yeah, like, oh, it does have room for it has a SIM card, but it doesn't have an external memory card. For years, I only bought phones with external memory cards, but then because Samsung, the market narrowed and contracted, and the Western phones I could buy were like Samsung and maybe HTC. I ended up like it ended up just being so much more expensive to buy a phone with an external card slot that I stopped doing it, I think. But for years, I only bought phones with external card slots because I needed the extra memory on my phone or extra storage space on my phone. Now I use my phone less, so I don't need it. Spacer Dynamic 1. And then I need these four. These 5 nodes. This goes here, this goes here, this goes here. Sure. Yeah. Um, uh, so Google doesn't technically own Android. Google, I mean, it's complicated. I guess they do own Android kind of at this point. Uh, anyway, yeah, so this is, so my UE C++ code is all over the place in here. My there are a few things that needed to be done in C++. Huh. Yeah, you'd have to get the Samsung stock OS to flash it. I assume you'd need a mirror or some specialized tools for that because they aren't going to give it to you. Anyway, yeah, so this this project has stuff divided into plugins. The way UE C++ works, if you want to reuse code, you're best off reusing it with plugins. So my simple lobbies code handles a bunch of lobby work, sort of lobby communications, and no, you're welcome. The questions are welcome always. But yeah, I'm I build most of the C++ I'm writing. I have AI write the C++, and then I do spot check and debugging myself. Um, there's some stuff you just can't do in UE without using C++. Specifically for this project, there are two things that absolutely need to be done in C++. One is keyboard input. So when you don't do keyboard input um, with C++ in Unreal and you're trying to do typing, it gets very unpleasant. Because if you're using the standard, what I consider more standard, if you're using the input system, I don't know what exactly the name of the input system is, but there's a more recently built, more advanced input system in UE called the plugins. Which one is it? Input. Enhanced input. So if you're using the enhanced input system, then it's all done through blueprints. It's much more flexible for controllers and things like that, but you don't get the response you expect from a keyboard. So when I started building this project, I tried to use the keyboard and I tried to use the enhanced input system. Yeah. And it just didn't have the response I needed. Instead of using the enhanced input system, what I've got is a system that has a player controller, and there's a hidden text. I don't know if it's a hidden text box. What is it? Private. No, it's just a string. Okay, or it's an array of strings. It might be that. I mean, a lot of things that are default are plugins. I had massive performance problems, and I was like, "What is on? What's turned on at this point?" And it turned out that for my specific project, I didn't need Lumen, but Lumen was on by default. And is it called dynamic lighting? Regardless, I had to turn Lumen off because it made. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it's not. It isn't. No, it's not the enhanced input system took so long to set up. It's that the latency. So, in a typing game, okay. So we've got this typing game here. Let me show you my typing game. All right. So I'm in this typing game. All right, and I want boss. I want to type boss, and I want to see it happen fast. I don't want to be sitting around waiting for this to show up. And if you're using the input system with the keyboard, it just didn't have the latency I wanted. I was having trouble with typing long words and moving, and I could type faster than it could register the keystrokes. And I'd have race conditions that looked like where I would be typing and words or letters would transpose inside the word. So so I needed to go back and I needed to handle the key presses. I needed to handle them at a lower level. As I remember, let me open up my player controller. Player controller single player controller. Right arrow input, tick. Yeah, so the whole player controller is set up with, it would have taken a lot less time to set up the, I mean, I set up the enhanced input system before I set up this thing. But this basically has an event that, as long as you have capture hidden text and can it handled, what ends up happening within the player controller is where is the input key? So there's a low level function under this controller in a player controller that detects all keystrokes. And so what this does is it overrides the input key function to handle each key input. So we've got right here input key, and it, input key comes with a series of params, f input key params, and then you dissect this into pieces. So first it says, is capturing hidden text false? And that means that if it's false, then it just returns the super, which means the parent class, which would be just a standard player controller. It returns the standard player controller's response to that key input. If it's not that, if it is capturing hidden text, then on key press, it goes through a series of manipulations, and there are some things where it consumes the event, meaning that the key pressed event, as it comes into the player controller, sometimes you ignore that that key pressed has happened, and sometimes you don't. So, for example, if you want the input system to still be able to handle, for example, all the control keys, and I did. So the control keys are actually consumed here. So space, enter, right, and left arrow are all ignored by my my little C++ player controller, and then consumed as if they were normal key presses by the enhanced input system in this particular case, because I still wanted to be able to overload these things if necessary. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I've been building software for 30 years. And that's a long time. And people, when you're young, you denigrate the value of experience. And when you're old, you're like, oh, it's so valuable. But I like to think that I've learned something over the course of many years of figuring out problems. I don't know, I've been programming in UE now, off and on. Well, okay, so I learned a lot. I've been programming in various game development engines for 5 or 6 years now. And I programmed in Unity. I've programmed in UEFN. I've programmed in little, like, sort of, I programmed in Unreal. I built a game the other day just to see if I could. I built it with Godot and Claude. It's not a great game, but it works. It kind of does what I expected it to do. You know, it's not about levels. It's just I'm comfortable with this because I've worked with it quite a bit. And once I learned how to set up enhanced input, it kind of made sense. And once I, you know, when you get acclimated to how something works, it eventually makes sense, and you can, you know, I mean, you just keep yeah, you just learn to make more things work and keep making them work. I'm old as the hills as far as programmers go. Let's see here. So what I was doing is modifying these materials. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. I could agree with that on some levels. The brain is a, you know, the brain is it's a very interesting tool. All right, so here we got spatial dynamic 1 and 2. And then, oh, in this one I want default value of 0.00. And because that just doesn't look right when it isn't 0.00, we're gonna go with that's an emissive high. That's emissive high. I need local variables. I need emissive box high. Nope. And this needs to be a float. And emissive box low. And emissive box high is going to be, rather than 0.9, it's going to be like 0.2. And it's going to be 0.0. Okay. And then we want add index 1 box true. This is going to be the emissive box low now. And the emissive box high over here. This one. Nope, nope. There. Let's see, what do we got here? Emissive box low. And emissive box high. Where's emissive box? Emissive box high. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Now, these blue things. What did I do as far as the materials? Okay, so it does actually change. Yeah, okay, it doesn't change that way. All right. So now I need to open the materials. Export dynamic. Let's see. Here. Take all of these. Put them over here. this base color here, and this base color goes in as an input, and the emissivity goes here. Save file, save all. And let's see if I did this right. Oh. So, start this again. Ribble. Oh, uh-oh. Hey. All right, so something is wrong with this. Oh, that's an actual word. Oh, okay. Well, let's find out what it means. Really? Particularly in Northern England. I'd never have believed it. All right, so here we go. We've got this. Yeah, all right. It works, huh? Wow. All right, so rel, sure. All right, and now I need a big button. Okay, let's see here, and now we will add a big button. This dome here. Okay, and here we go, dome, pink. Submit. All right, and then we needed to rotate degrees on the, make it 90 on the x-axis. We need to move this out. We need to oh, that's not what I want. I don't want a status base status. I need a whole blueprint for this. No. All right. So do I already have a game objects? Sure. Let's see here. What's in this one? Okay. Well, we're going to take this button. We're going to duplicate it. Multiplayer. btn bb. btn submit. Yeah, guesses, multiplayer. Is that what I call it? BTN, yeah, okay. And I can close all of these since they work. I'm done with that task. Okay. What I need is a get player controller. Cast or multiplayer player controller. And end round. Yeah, that I need to get rid of that. Really just wanted the graphics. It's really unreliable superpower. Understanding how things work is I used to know how lots of things work, but I don't anymore. Let's see here. All right, so end round. That's. I mean, I just want to delete that too. Is it you? It's in use. What? No, it's not. Oh, okay. Maybe it is. Um. Um. Bum, 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 bum. One more. Control. Okay, we play player controller, object reference. Yes, I am. Let's see here. And yeah, player control. Funk. All right. And what do I need to do when I have multiplayer player control? Oh, yeah, okay. That's a good point. Okay, let's see here. What do we got for the event that I need to handle submit submission? The event I need to push through is submit TF definition response. So that probably, let's see here, TF definition response, submit true false answers. Okay, so what I need to do here is in round I can delete, but submit. And then I also need hide show hide. And show hide needs to take in input. Show hide. And cheer. Set visibility. Oh wow, this is all this other stuff. I need to make sure the collisions in all of them are not accepting contact. Block all dynamic. Right. Ignore. No collision. No collision. No collision. Okay. And what does this look like in the viewport? Okay. In the viewport, this looks like this. Fine. And okay, that's legacy, but I'm not going to delete it. Actually, I guess I probably can. Yeah, okay. Let's just delete it. I don't see it disappearing. Great. So we go like this. What do you mean invisible cube? Oh. Oh, okay. I can just do that with the invisible cube. Set visibility. New visibility. Dink. Propagate to children. And does invisible cube block all dynamic too? Yeah. So we do this to no collision. Great. And then let's go over here. New visibility. No propagate to children. Yes. Okay. Now we drag this blueprint. Submit TF chat guesses. Oh, I need to write this one too. Get actor class. TF definition multiplier set. Root set. True false multiplier set. There we go. And then what was it that I nope, that's not the one. Those I think I'm done with for the moment. And this I needed submit true false answers. Submit false answers. Okay, so that should make that button functional. Hey, you get bigger. 10, 10, 10. Uh-oh. And rotate. Oop. Uh-oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. All right, this needs to be 180. Right. That's not what I expected. What did I just rotate 180 degrees? Oh no. Okay. Right, so we're gonna take, oh, I rotated the sky sphere. Oh, that's gonna have, okay, I didn't do it. Submit TF guesses multiplayer. 180. Great. And now move it out so it's on the board in the same spot as the board itself. It should be like, let's go 8, 8, 8 instead. Just make it a little smaller. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to attach it to the definition set so that when the definition set does its thing, this does it too. Let's see here, word lists, multiplayer, the definite true false multiplier set. submit button. And 10. Okay. And we open this eye here. Point to that. And on the event graph, at begin play, we get this button, and disability. Show hide. I'll show hide. Show hide. So we hide it on begin play. And then when we submit true false answers, and then every time we show, we hit submit button, and then we show hide. And break this link. We do that down here. Every time this does show hide, it also affects the button. Let's see here. Let's get this working. Oh, does this work? Tell me this works. Oh, what word am I going to make here? Okay. Not very proud of that word, but hey, we got it. No. None of this is a real word. Absolutely none of it. None of it makes any bloody sense. Okay. Hold on. Submit TF guesses. On click sphere. Okay, so I didn't hook this up. Okay. Submit TF guesses. All right, so now I need to make some modification. I have something to do that may involve C++. Good morning, Mr. Rooster. How are you? Let's see here. I'm going with the terminal here. And this is this Claude or GPT? This is GPT. Okay. Let's start this with just typing codecs, right? We're going to start a whole new session for this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, terminated. All right. Codex. I have a set of let's see here. Hey, open up. I have a set of, this is the core dictionary, and it has tables. News, public, tables, categories. Well, I am now working on this word game. It generates words. It generates definitions for words out of an LLM on the fly. So right now it uses ChatGPT's cheapest model, the micro. And so this is an example of the multiplayer gameplay. I'm working on getting the multiplayer game flow working so that I can start having people test it, because I assume that the second I have people testing the multiplayer game flow, they're going to be all they're all going to have all sorts of problems. Anyway, here's the idea. I type Jugabug in and I hit the enter key, and the Unreal goes to the back end and asks the back end to make a definition for this word. And here are three definitions that ChatGPT provided. A small, colorful lure designed to attract fish by mimicking the erratic movements of an insect on the water surface. That's actually a fantastic definition for this word. Or a playful fishing technique involving the tossing of bait in a circular motion to entice fish to the surface. Don't think so. The term for the excited chatter among anglers discussing the most outrageous fishing tales, often exaggerated like a fantastical story. So my guess is that this was category 14, fishing. And we're going to go with this because I like it. But Jubag, a spontaneous, so I don't think that's and so this would be, everybody would, after they made up their word and submitted it, they would get these 4 words that were made up or submitted by the other player. A Baba Yaga. I happen to know that a Baba Yaga is a mythical Slavic witch or forest spirit, often depicted as a hag who lives in a hut on chicken legs. Buggy, sure, and I don't think that's one. And then I hit this button here, and I filed it submitted all the stuff. I haven't gotten to the point where this is the back end. So the back end is working with a REST server, and the REST server has already scored the round. And I'm curious because I want to know if I was right about the various true and false things. It turns out, I mean, my stuff just worked. Oh no. Insert or update on round guess. Round ID -1 is not present, so I'm not passing the game round properly from the front end. So I can't find out if I was right. Okay, so Baba Yaga was true. Jubag. So everything but so this tells me that Jubag, Buggy, and Gabij were all made up words, and Baba Yaga was not. Yeah. Yeah, so it's kind of like this. It's kind of like I mean, I guess I could. I'm on the fence as to whether I would want to hook up audio, But I would assume that people that really wanted audio and were playing as a group would be able to play this game as sort of a party game where you'd like talk to your friends about your word that you've made up and try to convince them that that the uh, that the word you've made up is true. Now it's not as good when you can't pick the category. I got lucky on the category there, honestly, because bug a jug, it does sound like fishing slang. It does sound like something that some fishermen would say. Like this is a bug a jug. It's a special kind of lure. Um, but the English language is so big that you can end up with like all sorts of you can end up with all sorts of words you don't know. And the first time that the first time this game fooled me, I was like, that is awesome. Because it was just like this word that I was like, what? No, that's not real. And then it was. Or vice versa, where it was even cooler when it fooled me and I was like, what? No way. That's not, I mean, but that actually happened. So at 4 letters, the AI is terrible. It doesn't do very well with 4 letters. Um, but as you get to 5, 6, 7 letters, um, the the AI is a lot better, because it finds more words, and then I guess it just has more to work with. Yeah, I mean, if you're a streamer and you're I mean, the problem with streamers is that you're going to have, if you try and interact with your audience, you're going to, yeah, Discord probably. But if you try and interact with your audience and you're a streamer, one guy's going to open up Google and say, nope, yup, nope, yup. I mean, that's kind of the thing about this game is like I've made it very hard to cheat um if people are playing fairly. Like that, you couldn't build a client that cheated for it, but realistically, it'd be pretty easy to build a client that cheated. Or it's I mean, it's just not hard to cheat, but it's cool. Yeah, it's a cool. It's like I mean, the thing is that like the AI itself, you could argue that it'd be better if people could make up their own words, or if people could like make up their own definitions, which I could do. That'd be a feature that if people really wanted it, I'd build it. But it's kind of cool to have the AI build it, and it avoids a lot of the griefing that people allowed just a random text box to put whatever they want into would do. Um, so yeah, so that's what I'm working on, and I've been working on it for about a year and a half. While I use a bunch of AI for building the um, building the code, all the pieces are like all of this stuff is 3D and hand scanned. It was made as a physical object and then scanned, including all the letters. So all the letters look. It's got this very. I mean, my wife was inspired by the concept of a print shop, and so she made all the letters and then painted them all by hand in some sort of digital editor. Um, so far what we've got, I'm really proud of. Um, there's a demo available on Steam. Let's see here. Let me get up Steam. Um, the demo or there's a play test on Steam right now. Um, Store page. Um, so the store page is here. Um, and oh man, oh, this is so old. Oh my God, it's been forever. Like I have not people were not impressed with the demo when I opened it or when I put it up. Um, and that's and it isn't anywhere near the game that it is now. I've been working on it. I mean, I don't know when it was released in September, so September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Oh God. Okay, so I should really get a build together to put the demo up. Um, but people were so unimpressed with the demo that I was like, I need to do what I originally thought would be awesome, which is make up words. Because the demo is single player, and um, and the whole concept of like I made this word up, buy into it or not, is such a cool concept. So I've been working on it for a long time to get the multiplayer stuff running, because multiplayer is when you start building a multiplayer game, you have all sorts of problems. But I'm progressively closer. Yeah, I mean, it would be a cool party chat game, I think. And well, so that's what I'm working on. And right now, the part of the party chat or part of the game that I'm working on is getting this. So this is let's see, how many, wow, I didn't know there were this many categories. So there are 2,600 categories for words that right now it uses. So I'm about to ask ChatGPT. Okay. So now the question is, 2,600 categories for words that I'd like to put into essentially a drop down. Are there performance? It needs to be it needs to have a value displaying an ID to send along to the server and an ID to send along to the server. How do I do this without running into massive performance? There's several questions come up. One, how do I do this without running into massive performance problems? Two, how do I import it effectively without manually typing in 2,600 values? I can use can provide set up a CSV pretty easily. Ah, yes. Well, I mean, I hadn't installed Codex and Claude Code yet until this week. One of my viewers on YouTube, watching, he suggested it, and let me tell you, or sort of talked to me about it a little bit, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll try it, and then I did, and let me tell you, just removing, there are 2 or 3 things that are unpleasant about working with the web client when copying code over. One is waiting for it all to happen and then um, like doing the hitting the copy button too early and ending up screwing up your whole thing, and then scrolling through the feedback in the Java whatever, like their web client is not good for doing a bunch of scroll back. And so when you're trying to hunt for something you've done or you've already looked for, it's just a mess. And although now that I think about it, all of my GitHub commits, well, I'm thinking about it, I should do a GitHub commit. Let's see here. Okay, so this, okay, so incremental, okay. Okay, so all of this. Mission GUI, everything in multiplayer, including authentication and auth skipping, seems to be working. Game mostly playable to game on edge, playable in multiplayer. Hopefully, testing ready soon. Various dynamic material changes for display and responsiveness in multiplayer. Okay. Yeah, I mean, ChatGPT makes some things much easier. Okay, before I made a bunch of changes though. 3, let's just say, what are some other concerns? Oh yeah. Well, your suggestion was perfect because not only is Codex included, Codex is completely like my ChatGPT subscription includes Codex as like an add-on. It doesn't even like Claude. They charge you for all your usage in the same bucket, but ChatGPT, you get all your like web-based chat usage in one bucket and all your Codex usage in another bucket. And the Codex usage, let me tell you, the Codex usage is close to infinite as far as I can tell. Like I used Claude and well, I mean, honestly, building a world is better than gaming. But anyway, so I've ended up building stuff here. And honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not. I'm not sure. I feel like this particular game. On this game, I certainly like being less technically the way I am. But I've just been doing it forever, and I'm like, yeah, that's possible. It's just a question of time and effort. Um, would probably I would probably have abandoned the concept of multiplayer and worked entirely on single player, and that would have gotten the game out a lot earlier. Um, Regardless, I mean, I feel like maybe this would be a great fun game and super interesting and unique when it's done. I don't know. And that might be worth the time and effort I put into it. Who knows? I am missing. You have. I should address. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I don't know. Okay. I now have a pragmatic question here for, see, my current session. My current session is 100% use on Claude. I had it write me a book. Let's see here. Okay. When using Codex, I is there some project setup I can / should do, which would generate files that would help Codex work within the project more efficiently, or should I just let it work tabula rasa? Um, yeah, I mean, but it doesn't actually like yes, I would say Codex is beginner friendly. It's super beginner friendly. It's just like talking to ChatGPT, but you allow it to work in your code base instead. Um, yeah, like the Anthropic, the one thing that irritates me most about that is that it doesn't actually affect your weekly quota. So like I can work off peak. I just get up early and then I'm working in the middle of American midnight, or of like American dead time. And then I can work off peak, but what ends up happening is you get more daily or like 4 hour block quota, but you don't get weekly quota. So your quota at Anthropic, your weekly quota for Claude, okay, you've got a session quota and a weekly limit. And my session quota, um, when I'm working in the middle of the night for Americans, which is off peak for them, um, is much higher, but my weekly limit is not. So I can burn through if I start right at, the peak time, my time, or my good time. I can just burn through all my credits, but it's hard to every session. Okay. Um, uh, uh, let's see what it has to say down here. Use searchable issue filter instead of a giant open combo box. Um, um, Scaffold a starter agents.md. Let's look at my file. one more word server is, yeah, okay, one more. Okay, so I should run an init. Okay. Right, sure. Let's see here. So we want. Right, okay, so treat it as a database field. Okay, use this shape instead. Storage each category is ID plus display name, which is not hard because if I look at this table, it has ID plus category name, which is the category name, display name, whatever. Data table or primary data asset. Use a searchable picker, not a combo box string. Only rendered a small filter, subset at a time with list view tile view, not all 2600. List view is the safest or safer choice than a giant combo box. Editable table, editable text box for search. Selected item shows display name. Play drop down can still work if it only opens occasionally, but from a UX standpoint, 2600 entries is already too long. Use a U data table back name is the required. Okay. Never use array indexes, server IDs. Prevent duplicate display levels unless the duplicates are intentional. Fine. Import use CSV to data table, explicit category ID. Sure. Put together the C++ struct. I only have I only have ID and category name. Like to simply, I'd like way to just use I'm not worried about localizing this. I'm not worried about localizing it yet, so maybe we could go with just key and category name. And for localization, use a different data table. I would expect the multi-link support to be done on the back end LM side rather than with a different data table rather than with multiple translations in this data table. Is that a reasonable? Is that a reasonable solution? Okay, different layer later. So it isn't it is a reasonable. Okay. Backend localization trade-off. Yes, that is a reasonable solution. Using one table now for category ID plus category name, then handling multilingual labels later through the backend or a separate localization mapping key to the same category ID is a clean design. The important part is that category ID stays stable and becomes a source of truth across client server and any future translation layer. I've added the row struct here, word category row.h. CSV import. I will be doing this, and this needs to stop. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Twitch is a thing. Twitch is a thing. I am multi-streaming. Simply because I don't know. I guess it makes sense to multi-stream. Reach as far as I can. Soon I'm gonna try and, you know, the guy on Twitch is the Jay Rooster was his name, and as soon as I am gonna try and play this game with people for testing, play it with people on Twitch, because that'd be great, because people can give me feedback and tell me about bugs while I'm sitting here ready to fix feedback and bugs. Like it's self-fueling content with a ton of depth, because I'm sure there will be so many bugs in this. They're gonna have so many bugs, but yeah, as soon as you know, so I'm trying to cast a wide net. Name is the required Unreal data table row key. Does not need to match the server ID. I wonder, so I'm using Restream. I wonder if I can set Restream up to I guess I should do that, huh? Chat settings. Yeah, okay, let's do a relay mode. If it annoys you, I will turn it off. But we'll just see if it works. Huh? Hopefully. Right, name is a required Unreal data table row key. Category ID is what you send to the server. All right, so now I need to export file name, data backends, data backups, one more. That's in Dropbox. Okay, so we want to go here. All right, great. So it works. So now you won't be confused. I can respond. I can talk. I can respond without text, without typing. Good, great. There aren't that many. I mean, obviously, I don't have a lot of viewers, but you know, it's nice that the few viewers I do have can talk to each other across platform. see here. Let's see here. Do. Let's see here. Dictionary REST server. What do I want? Do I want a new one? I don't want a new one. I want word management. No. Python DevOps, performance analysis, design. Okay, well, let's just do this. Let's just say export, import, look. Okay. Categories import.csv. Okay. Oh, this needs to be an export. Oh gosh, did I just make that mistake and then need to do? I do. Okay, one more word server. Export import loc. Categories. I don't know. Let's go with ISO 8859 options. Delimiter, quote, escape. Okay, OID. Let's go with the header, columns. ID and category name. Okay. Process completed. So now we open this in Notepad++ just to make sure. New. We go open. One more word server up. Export import loc categories.csv. Okay. Copy full file path. Okay, so go back here. This is so the full file path of the file, the exported file. Here, think, please write me a small Python script to add the to reshape the script into the appropriate format. Okay. Categories data table .csv. Where is that? One more saved. One more saved. Categories table.csv. Okay, here we are. Edit with Notepad++. Okay. How many rows does it have? It deduped. So I now have 2653. 2653. That's a lot of categories, huh? Great. Okay. How do I use all of this in a walk me through how I use all of this in a level and do the import, please. Oh. Hey, C++. I couldn't find the Um, okay. So we're gonna just try and make. Uh-oh. Wow. All right. Let's see here. So move this over here. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. So this is my set of instructions. Where did I walk me through how I use all of this in a level? Okay, copy. All right. So I asked him for a series of instructions. He gave me a series of instructions. Here's the series of instructions. Okay. Click add in the add import to. Okay. So data. Somewhere convenient like content data DT word categories. All right. Add import to. Okay. And then we've got one more saved categories data table.csv. Data table row type is word category row. And apply. Okay, that works smoothly. We've got all 2,650 of them. Okay. And then this is now called rename to DT word categories. Fair enough. Okay, let's go with, now we create a widget. And the widget will be GUI well, sub widgets. User interface. Widget blueprint. Okay. Editable text box. Oh. And a let's see here. Cloud settings usage. Okay, so it resets April 15th. So I've got 6 days. So I might as well just ask the questions in the session. Okay. I'm not using that much of it. Okay. I want this category widget to have a parent canvas. My understanding says I don't want so really how what and I have two text box. Um, um, vertical box. Okay, so for this we want a border a size box as outer wrapper. Okay, size box. Okay, delete this. Size box. Okay. And then vertical box inside it. Great. Vertical. And then editable text. List view. And text block. Oh. I don't want a text block, but yeah, this is going to be it. How big is this size box? It's huge. Okay, well. Okay, well, save. List view. These should all be variables. This would be txt category search. T is variable. Plus T current categories. And txt current cat display. And list current categories needs okay, and then let's go back to my instructions. Entry widget class. Oh, okay. 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 So we need print class object. Um, and this gets two variables. And integer. String. I'm set the list view entry widget class to okay, and then I want to add ribbon class widget. Okay, category list entry. Implements user object list entry. Okay, so this graph, class settings, object list, user, okay, so I need implements user object list. User object list entry, okay, so it implements that. Implements that one. Implements that interface. A button or border plus the text block. Okay, so that so this one we just want to button size. All right, I guess I need a size. Size. Size box. Okay, and then we want a button. Or no, we want a horizontal. And a text. Okay. And then, and this LST entry, which a category will be category list entries. Okay. Okay, preview. Okay, designer preview, fine. So, okay. Create a variable in the widget blueprint. Okay. So now we have the widget blueprint. We need to create a variable named we need to create a variable named categories table of type data table. Fine. Data table. Market instance editable or expose on spawn. Instance editable. Fine. And expose on spawn. Both. Why not? Okay, so data okay, so this needs an enum or a okay, category list item. So category okay, so okay, it is time for me to it's time for me to go off and take care of children and do other non-programming tasks. I appreciate everybody who showed up. And if you're watching this, well, let's just play everybody out. Here we go. And with that, let's say goodbye.